Good morning, students. Today I am going to start the first chapter in the geometry of your class 9 syllabus. So far we have completed 4 chapters. My last chapter, what I have taught you, is the linear equations in 2 variables. And today we learn the geometry, the basic concepts of geometry, and lot many problems. So we will start the chapter lines and angles. Lines and angles. Before we study about this chapter, let us see the basic terms in the geometry and their definitions. Okay. So let me start. Basic terms and definitions. Basic terms and definitions. Out of that, the first one we will see point. Point. How we can define a point? This you have learned in the junior class also. We can say point is a dot. Point is a dot. It is having only the position. It is not having any length, breadth or any thickness. It is represented by one alphabet. Let me write. Point is a dot. Point is a dot which does not have length, breadth and thickness. It has only position. It has only position. If you want further, you can add it is represented by one alphabet. I can say this is a point. Let me call it as a point B. Let me go for the second definition. It is a line. What is a line? Usually we say line is a set of points. But my dear children, when I refer a line, always it refers to a straight line. Though not line means there will be curved line also. But whenever we say line always refers to a straight line. What's a line? A set of points forms a line, you can say. Or you can say line is a one-dimensional figure which is having only length, which do not have breadth and thickness. Further, you can say line can be extended on both sides. This is about the line. I can write line is one-dimensional figure. It is a one-dimensional figure which has length, but no breadth and thickness. Further, I can say line can be extended infinitely on both sides. Infinitely on both sides. You can draw a line. I can draw a line like this. This is how I can draw a line. I can show like this. It has to be shown like this, which is representing that it can be extended on both sides. And I can call it as a line PQ. Okay. This is about the line. this is a line which can be extended infinitely on both sides. Okay? What is a line segment? A part of a line, a fixed distance. A part of a line is called line segment. A part of a line is the line segment. Part of a line is the line segment. How I can show a line segment? I can show the line segment like this. Okay? Here it is shown with the arrow mark, representing that it can be extended on both sides. It can be extended on both sides. This is fixed. I will call it as M. I can call it as N. I can't extend it. That is, ends are fixed. This is called a line segment. The difference between these two, it can be extended on both sides. So I have shown with the arrow mark. Its endpoints are fixed. It is a fixed length that is called as line segment. The next definition I can go for a ray. What is a ray? You know line segment, now it is a ray. So the difference is, line means I can extend on both sides. It will go infinitely. Its ends are not fixed. Line segment means its ends are fixed. Fixed length which cannot be extended further. This is the line segment. When I talk about a ray is again a part of a line whose one end is fixed. That means this is a fixed end which can be extended on one side only. If extended on one side, it is a ray. Extended on both sides, it is a line. Endpoints are fixed, it is a line segment. Okay, what is a ray? Ray again, a part of a line. Part of a line with one endpoint fixed. With one endpoint fixed is called a ray. Part of a line with one endpoint fixed is called a ray. I will draw a small figure for a ray. I will show like this. One endpoint is fixed. Call it as P. This is, you can extend it infinitely. I will call one point as point PQ. So this is a ray. This is a line segment. This is a line. Extended on both sides. Fixed endpoints. One endpoint fixed. One side can be extended. This is the difference between line segment and a ray. A few more definitions. Let me start with collinear points. Collinear points. What are these collinear points? Collinear. If three or more points are lying on the same straight lines, on the same straight line there are plenty of points are there. If all those points are lying on the same straight line, we call them as a collinear points. But if the points are not lying on the same straight line, for example, you have to form a triangle, one point here, one point there, then only we can form a triangle. They are the non-collinear points. So if the points are lying on the same straight line, they are collinear. If the points are not lying on the same straight line, they are non-collinear. That only I am going to write. Collinear points. If three or more points lie on same straight line, then those points are called collinear points. Those points are called collinear points. See, I will show you the collinear points. I will mark a point P here. One point I will mark here, point Q. One point I will mark here, point R. One point I will mark here, point S. If all these 4 points Yes. And let me mark here. 1 point I will mark here, point P. 1 point I will mark here, point Q. 1 point I will mark here, point R. 1 point I will mark here, point S. And I say the points are non-collinear because they are not lying on the same straight line. So they are called as non-collinear. The next basic term is an angle. An angle. What is an angle? My dear children, you are knowing plenty of angles. You know about the acute angle, you know about right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, or reflex angle. Every angle you know. But what is an angle? How we define an angle? See, we can define like this. If two rays starting from a same point, see this is one ray and this is another ray. If two rays are starting from the same point, they form an angle. Or you can say the angle is formed when two rays are starting from a same point. I will write like this. If two rays start from a same point, an angle is formed. An angle is formed. Or the angle is formed when two rays start from a same point. So what I will do? I will draw what I will see here. I will draw one ray here, one ray here. This is the end point of the first ray. Let me draw another ray from the same end point. I will draw one more ray from the same end point. Okay, let me call it as PQ. Let me call this as PS. So this is the formation of an angle. When two rays start from a same point, there is a formation of an angle. Okay, this is an angle, but in this angle, these two are called as arms of the angle. These two are called as arms of the angle, and this is called as the vertex of the angle. Okay, I will write here. PS and PQ are arms of the angle. Arms of the angle. Arms of the angle. And P is a vertex. P is a vertex. Okay? Note all these things. Let's go for few more definitions. Let's go for few more definitions. The first one is among those. Let's go for complementary angles. Complementary angles. Complementary angles. What are these complementary angles? If sum of two angles is 90 degree, then those two angles are called as complementary angles. We can say the complementary angle of 30 degree is 60 degree. The complementary angle of 45 degree is 45 degree. The complementary angle of 80 degree is 10 degree. Somewhere you should see that the sum of two angles must be 90 degree. Okay. If sum of two angles, if sum of two angles is 90 degree, then those two angles are called complementary to each other. Complementary angles. Complementary angles. Okay, let me draw a small figure for that. Complementary angles. Let me draw the first angle. I will call this as angle AOB. And let me call this is 30 degree. This is 30 degree. Let me draw another angle. Okay, let me draw another angle. OPQ. I will call this as 60 degree. And I say angle AOB and angle POQ are complementary angles. Similarly, you can talk about the supplementary angles. Supplementary angles. Only difference is here I say sum is 90 and here the sum is 180. Similar statement, but only in the place of 90 you have to take 180. If sum of two angles is 180 degree, then those two angles are called supplementary angles. Those two angles are called supplementary angles. Again, let me draw a figure for that. Let me take your first angle. Okay. Let me call it as M O N. Let me call this as 60 degree. Let me go for the second angle. Okay, this is an obtuse angle. This is an acute angle. Let me call it as 120 degree. Okay, this is, I can say, X, Y, Z. And I say angle MON and angle XYZ are supplementary angles. Okay, students. Now I will go for one more angle, one more different type of angle, that is called as adjacent angle. Very, very important. Adjacent angle. What are these adjacent angles? First I will tell you the definition. There are two angles, but there must be the same vertex and a common arm. There should be a common arm and there should be a common vertex. Now look at this figure. Vertex are also different. Arms are also different. They are not called as adjacent. There must be two angles and with a common vertex and a common arm. They are called arms. These are called as arms of the angle, but there must be a common arm. How to draw? First, let me write the definition. If two angles must be two angles and one common arm and a common vertex. Then only we can call those two angles as adjacent angles. Let me draw a figure for the adjacent angle. Okay, see how the adjacent angles can be drawn. Look at this. I will draw first angle like this and the second angle like this. Look at this figure. Look at this figure. Yes. Okay. Let me this is vertex O, one ray OA, one ray OB, one ray OC. Now this is angle AOB and this is angle BOC. BOC. This angle. This is BOA or AOB. Look at these two angles. What do they say? If two angles have a common vertex and a common arm, these two angles are having, see, this is the common arm. These are the two arms for the first angle. These are the two arms for the second angle. And this is the common arm for the both the angles. And this is the common vertex also. So, two angles are having the common arm and a common vertex. Then those two angles are called as adjacent angles. But children, let me draw one more figure. Let me draw one more figure. Look at this. Look at this. Q, P, R, and yes. Again, there are two angles here. One is PQR. One angle is here. RQS is the second angle. But children, no doubt, these two are called as adjacent angles. Can I call these two as a complementary angles? Can you call these two as a complementary angles? Say, suppose if I say this is a 40 degree and this is a 50 degree. Can I call these two as a complementary angles? Yes, definitely. These two are, sum is 90, so they are complementary angles. And these two angles are a common arm and a common vertex, so they are adjacent also. So this figure is an example for adjacent angle also. And this is an example for complementary angle also. But this can't be an adjacent angle. My children, note this point. This is only complementary because sum is 90, but they do not have a common arm. So they are not adjacent, they are only complementary. But this is an example for complementary also, and this is an example for adjacent also. So these two are the examples for purely adjacent. What are adjacent? Angles, two angles. In fact, there must be two angles and both must have a common arm and a common vertex, and those two angles are called as adjacent angles. Note this.